Yo, what's up? This is Money on the Track with Shoestring Studios. I'm here with Ibelit of Mimic Master Productions. How's it going, man?
I'm good.
I know you a little bit, but for everybody that doesn't know you, go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name's Brian Ledette, formerly known as BZB. Go by Ibelit now. I was born in Jacksonville, Florida. Moved to Alaska when I was about 2 years old. Kind of been here most of my life, in and out of here in Louisiana. Married, Misty Ledette, got 2 kids, or 3 kids now, 2 boys and a girl. And that's pretty much me.
So you're a rapper and a producer. What's it like doing both sides of the game?
It's interesting. It's been difficult. It's interesting being a producer and rapper. I started out with just making music as a rapper. Didn't really get into producing until the last couple of years. I've been doing music most of my life since I was like 6th grade maybe. Playing instruments and choir, band, whatever else, and kind of just progressed through the years and ended up here. Now I make beats and rap.
So where do you find the inspiration for your music?
I think it comes from the same place most artists would find theirs, day-to-day life, family, current events, things that are just going on in your life. And then, for me personally, I also gain a lot of inspiration from working with other producers and working with other artists. I work with a lot of local artists, so just working alongside them, kind of elevates my game a little bit, just working with other people. It's piecing itself together still. Unfortunately, some days, I write in bits and pieces. Other days, the shit just flows right out.
Yeah.
And this is kind of one of those beats where it's like I almost want to take a lot of breaks. And because the beat just kind of flows in a way that it slows out and picks back up on its own. So it's almost like I feel like I should do the same as an artist. I should kind of let it ride in those low spots and then pick back up as it picks back up.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things that it's kind of hard to write that way. Like I said, uplifting is not usually my strong suit.
I did see a lot of logos on the back of your project. What's it like working with the different producers in Anchorage? I know you worked with Cooley on a few projects, Rob Beats, you worked with myself, Rodell.
Yeah.
Is there some I'm missing?
There are a few. I've worked with Gunna the Hitman. I've co-produced a beat with him. It was a good look. That was real fun working with him. I've also gotten to work with Soulé out of Fire Music quite a bit. Him and Charles, I get to work with them somewhat every now and then, and we got some good shit coming between the two, all of us. It's interesting. It's fun. It can be, it can be a pain sometimes having to work with other people. You're kind of limited to somebody else's timelines and stuff like that. But other than that, everything's always come out good in the end. So you just gotta deal with it. That's kind of part of the game.
Yeah, definitely. Who are your musical influences?
It's kind of a lot. That's a super vague question. Somebody always got to ask that question. Mostly I'd have to say Bun B and Pimp C, the whole UGK movement type of deal. And then Ludacris and DMX, I grew up listening to them as pretty much like the first 2 rappers I ever started really listening to. That was probably didn't really get into rap until I was like 12 though. Then, I got like Bone Thugs and Harmony. That was like an everyday thing. Bumping Bone Thugs every day after school, before school, whatever. I was always listening to Bone Thugs. You can go a little bit further back before it was rap and hip hop and it was R&B that I was listening to, like groups like Agiet and Boyz II Men, Casey and JoJo, and all-time favorites Brian McKnight. And that's pretty much how I got started, was listening to R&B is kind of where music all started for me, and kind of just never looked back.
I feel it. So tell me about MMP, Mimic Master Productions.
Kind of didn't really get started with it until, it's 2018 now, so probably like 2015. I did not give myself the name. Most of my names I did not give myself. They kind of just formed around other people.
So is it like is it a label? Is it a...
Yeah, it's a label. It's not... a big label, not a whole lot of people, just kind of me and homies at the moment, you know, type of deal. I work with a lot of other producers that I kind of feel are affiliated, whether they want to be or not.
Yeah,
they are. God, that's kind of what it was. That's kind of what it was meant to be. Was something that I could come back home with, and just kind of link up with all of like the dopest producers in town, and try to just get it to a point where, you know, if any artist came to me and was like, hey, I want something dope, I could be like, all right, I can give you a bit of it, and then I can go to another producer and be like, help me finish this, you know, type of deal. And that's kind of how it's grown into that. I said, I didn't give myself the name. The Mimic Master Productions came from a friend down in New Orleans one day. The first time he ever listened to my music, he listened to the whole album straight and was like, the only statement he could give me afterwards was like, dude, your flow mimics just about anybody in the game. So that's kind of where it came from, and I just stuck with it, and it was a good name to describe me and my specific style, that I can pretty much just conform to anything. So I feel like that's a big part of my own specific flow, that people can come to me with just about anything and I can still get on it.
Yeah, real versatile then.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know I put it down. I give it everything, and you match my energy. For that you gotta show you love, and if I am the man now, it's 'cause you pick me up when I can only see the ground.
So tell me about your upcoming projects.
Man, that's a lengthy question there.
I see you took a breath real quick.
I did. I had to, because it's a lot. So I've got an actual album that I produced or co-produced the whole thing, so it technically can be labeled a legal album. I can't give a definitive date yet, but that's actually finished and in the works of being released. Now, in the process of making that, which took me about 3 years to get that actually made, because most of it's a feature album.
What's it called?
The Phoenix Rise from the Ashes. So this is the first installment in the series. So in the process of making this one, I actually formed a group with the friend I mentioned earlier from New Orleans, Kenny Franks, and another guy from New York, goes by JPEG's the Legend, and we call ourselves the Underground Rap Kings, or UGRK. I have produced most of and mixed and mastered 3 volumes in the last year or two. For that, those can all be found on SoundCloud. In the process of doing that as well, working on the Phoenix, I actually got enough singles and videos in the works that I decided to actually put together volume 2 of the Phoenix, which will be titled Raising Mayhem.
Nice.
So yeah, and hopefully all of this is going to be dropping this year.
Okay.
So there'll be a lot.
Make sure you look out for those. Are those going? Where are you going to sell those? Are you?
I'll probably have them on iTunes. They'll probably be on Spotify, Rhapsody, which I think they call Napster nowadays. Again, pretty much everywhere. Yeah.
Okay.
You'll be able to find it anywhere.
Where can they find you? Do you have social media?
I do. I have an Instagram. It's Ibelit14. I also have Facebook. Go Brian Ledette. SoundCloud, I believe, is BZB14. BEZB14.
We're going to verify that before we post it up. There'll be numbers and check down here.
Yeah, we'll put a link or something.
We're gonna hook those up, but we gotta check the SoundCloud
sure.
one because there's a maybe on that.
Yeah, the SoundCloud has all 3 volumes of the UGRK
Okay.
albums that have, or EPs that have been put out, and also has a couple of singles that I've done with some other local artists, Tay Tarantino and Raw Beats. I have a song on there, Unconditionally, that I also have for sale on iTunes. Go pick that up. Also got a track with Money here. We're gonna be releasing a video soon.
Yup.
Eastside Hustle. I believe I got the song already out, but just wait for the video.
Also, do you have anything you want to tell your fans?
You know, I've been doing music for about 10 years now, and some of y'all have stuck with me through the whole thing. You know, for that I gotta show y'all love, and just 2018 is gonna be the year, man. For everybody who's been waiting, don't worry, it's coming. This is the year.
Alright, this is Money on the Track with Shoestring Studios, here with Ibelit, Mimic Master Productions, and we out.